Many that have experienced this, what they call this profound enlightenment, talk about a genuine surrendering, a genuine giving up. Now, to the mind, that sounds very weak and foolish, but it depends on what the mind, the quality of the mind is at the time of that surrendering and giving up. For example, if you have said that the mind was so intense, so punishing, that there was no option. The other option was to take the body and remove the body from this world. And that is not really an option if you want to discover something pure, something true. You'll find that the body is the most beneficial and the only form in the whole of the universe that will allow this discovery or recovery. So what does giving up and surrendering mean? It means giving up and surrendering that mind that is torturing, that thoughts, that dreams, that imaginations, that fantasies, that ideas of what past has done to you, what future is going to do to you. It's the idea of giving up all associations, surrendering all dreams, surrendering all possibilities, surrendering all experiences, all expectations, all hopes and beliefs, all identities, all information. Why? Well, you'll understand when you get to that repulsive state, when nothing appears to be helping you, especially mind, especially all others' minds who are trying to encourage and motivate and remind you of the past and point you to the hopeful, believing future. And that's not up for debate at this time. Now, of course, you don't have to, the mind does not have to be in any particular state that this speaker says it possibly could work at, because your state of mind is your state of mind. What is it that you believe surrendering to be, okay? Most can only give their own example, and most who speak or leave words or appear to have some saintlyhood, they're reciting their experience that led to a non-experience. But they put it into words because it's not about them, it's not about me, because you realize that the surrendering and giving up is going to lead you to a whole lot of oneness. But there's not a particular important you. Because you, this individual ego, you that you've gave up and surrendered, this name, this form, this identity that still exists, is far more profound, far more holy, far more incredibly at peace and free and liberated, far more fluctuating and enhanced love than your mind could ever lead you to believe it could replicate. The mind wants to make something of you. Don't say that the mind is your enemy, because the mind is in its most horrific state, is teasing and tempting you to give it up. Because you're not giving the mind up, the mind is giving itself up. The mind just says, doesn't matter what I do, doesn't matter what I show to this world. Does this not sound like you speaking? Doesn't matter what I do, doesn't matter where I go, doesn't matter what happens. I'm not fulfilling the role that I'm meant to replicate what I serve this one as. But you've not found this one. You're already this one, but you believe that you are this mind. Let me tell you what surrendering and giving up means. Ramana Maharshi says he lay down to die, like this speaker. But you're not lying down for the body to be taken away and for your loved ones to grieve over a dead body. You want everything else to be taken away from the body. You want that peace that you always are meant to be. And what is suffocating and stifling this peace is the ideas, the concepts, the information, the beliefs, the hopes, the identities, the insula, where you've been made out to be this individual, insignificant, singular human with no beingness, with no expression. I can't speak on behalf of you. I am an expression of love. You know, when the policeman stops you, all he wants to know is your name. All he wants to see is your driver's license. All he wants to see is information. He doesn't say, wow, look at this one. He's an expression of love. Or, he looks a happy chappy. Or, God, he looks so miserable. No, not important. Because we don't see each other for what we are. So how can we see ourselves for what we are? So we go out looking for the beauty in each other. And we can't see it because we don't know what we are ourselves. Surrendering and giving up is lying down for the body to be at peace with no attitude, states, action, experience. And people say, I can't do it. I can't lie down because my mind is so active. Yeah. Because the mind wants to tease and test you until the very last moment. We, every day in our life as human beings, as humans, before any discovery of beyond names, beyond information, beyond all the stuff that this speaker is trying to tell you exists as you. As human beings, we're always seeking, are we not? If we're not seeking a new job, if we're not seeking a new partner, we're seeking God, we're seeking food. This is natural. Seeking for a human being is natural. In a survival world, in a world of survival, we have to seek food. We even seek near-death experiences through climbing Mount Everest, which is going to be a very dangerous activity where your possibly body could die. We even seek the Titanic with these poor people. And you can say anything about money and whatever it is, but they wanted to find something. They wanted to find something that would affect the quality of their mind. The body didn't want to find the Titanic. It's their mind that wanted to find the Titanic. So when you lie down to surrender, you're still seeking. You're seeking giving up. You're seeking something better than this life. But to have an expectation of finding that what is, mind can say better than this life, but still alive, is a non-expectation. Whereas if you want to find the top of Mount Everest, you know there's going to be something at the end. If you want to discover that Titanic, there's going to be something at the end. Mind always looks for things, seeks for things, that it knows that there's going to be something at the end. I'm going to look for food. I know I'm going to find food because food is everywhere. People may not give it to me, but I'll pay for it and I'll get it. Yeah, I know food exists. I know the Titanic exists. I don't know what truth is. I don't know what I'm looking for. So you're lying down with a conclusion ending. And you don't want to do that, you see. Because deep down inside, we know I am the Titanic. I am Mount Everest. I am everything that I'm looking for and more. So I can go and enjoy life. I can go and climb Mount Everest. I can go and sail ships. I can look for ghosts. I can look for God. Because I know I'm all these things. And that's a perfect life. But if you don't know, if it's just a belief, if it's just a, possibility, if it's an assumption, if you don't know. So surrendering and giving up is giving up the idea that you know anything. The idea that you want to know anything. The idea that there is anything much more beneficial to you in this world other than food and breath. Ramana Maharshi, like many speakers, like this speaker, lay down, not to find something more, but to find something less. And your mind is trained into finding more. At school, more. Parents, more. Yeah, job, employer, more. Yeah? Politicians, more. Yeah, everyone wants more of you. And that's why so many people, they don't inquire, they don't self-inquire, they just go homeless. But why? Why not live in shelter? Why not be free underneath your roof or underneath a roof? The homeless people, they want to escape. They don't want, I don't want more, I want less. And that's a practical, physical way. But in a spiritual or a truthful or a real way or an enlightening way, when you lie down to die and your mind dies and your body is still alive, in fact, it's more alive. It's a very intense period. It's a very demanding period. But you want to find it. It's like the scientist that wants to find Mars. It wants to see if we can live on Mars. It would give up its family. It would give up its home, its car, if it discovered that what it's looking for. What can you give up, you see? That's the idea. And the idea is giving up the ideas, giving up the thoughts, giving up the names, giving up the identities, giving up the associations, giving up the attachments, giving up the desires, giving up the needs, giving up the desire to find something. Lying down, I think I'm going to find God. No, you're not going to find God. You're going to find something far more pure. And all the religious people say, oh no, you won't find anything more pure than God. Well, what is God? It's a name until you discover it. Is it not a name until you discover it? So if you think you're going to find God, you're going to look for a name. You're going to look for some sort of association, some sort of information, some sort of thing that has been ingrained within you. Oh, yeah, it's a light. You know, no. Pretend it's not a light. No. Don't look. Don't seek. Lie down, surrender. And everything that comes, nati, let it go. I don't know. But you're not surrendering and giving up your body. And you're not surrendering and giving up your mind, because it will come back. It will come back newly, fresh, cleaned, and you'll see the whole world, like Christ says, as a different image, a different feeling, a different, incredible moment to be alive and say, wow, I missed all this. I'm so glad I gave up all this stuff that was stopping me, that was veiling my eyes to see this. My eyes to see this. My eyes to see this. But you can't say that until this and that is gone. Your eyes have gone. Your nose has gone. Your touch, your taste, your sounds, all gone.